Hey guys, welcome to another video and thanks for clicking on this one. This video is specifically for those who are maybe immigrants and they're looking for ways to build their credit in the United States. This video would help you if you are trying to build your credit or if you're trying to repair your credit. The process will be very similar with slight differences. One could take a little longer, especially when it comes to repairing your credit, but patience and doing the right things will help to fix that issue. The person who is new can quickly put this information to use, and hopefully it would help them to achieve, what they're trying to achieve. Now, who am I? Well, my name is Steven, as you can see from the channel. This video may end up getting 2 views, but I come on here to share everything that has helped me in the past decade that I've been, maybe a little bit more than a decade now, and I've been in the US. And I know that I wish I knew some of these things sooner, and maybe I would be in a different place. But we can always look back, we can always look forward, and that's why I come on here, even if this video only gets 1 view and hopefully changes the person's life with the information that I share. So before you listen and spend time watching this video, let me show you why I think I'm not an expert, all right? But showing you this can maybe give you some confidence to listen to what I'm about to share with you, because what's the point of listening to somebody who may not have what they are preaching? So that is my score right now. Now, it is not always going to stay that way. It will fluctuate, to go down, to come back up, but that is where I kind of average out over time for most part. And I'm not showing that to, honestly, the reason why I'm just showing that is really to let you see that everything that I'll be talking about are things that has worked for me, and that's why my score is where it is. So let's start with the first things first. The first things is that you need to understand that credit isn't free money. A lot of times people would take credit cards, loans, and all these things and think, oh, well, I'll just pay it back. But the amount you take, the number of cards you have, the duration that it takes you to pay back that loan, all of those things will impact your credit. And it is important to understand that if you want to have a good credit score and get the best interest rates that you can, for most part, right? If you want to get a car, if you want to get a house and things like that, in order to get a good interest rate, you need generally a good credit as well, in addition to other things. Of course, a good, reliable source of income, things like that will also count. But your credit score is your history of how you've done with credit. So if you haven't managed your credit well in the past, you will have high interest on whatever you try to get a loan for. And that is not good, because you'll be paying more for that. So without wasting much time, one of the first resources that I will share with you when it comes to building your credit, working on your credit, repairing your credit, forget about any YouTube video that you may be watching. I know you're watching this one, but the first resource that I'll share with you is Experian. All right. If you go to experian.com, if you're not familiar with that, that is where you want to kind of read about a lot of these things that I am talking about, okay, or that I am sharing on here. But one thing to also understand is that I didn't know a lot of these things at the beginning, but I spent way too long to actually establish my credit. Hence the reason why I said I wish I knew some of these things sooner. I was shy of getting a credit card, not shy, but I was afraid. Let me put it out, because I wasn't used to it. A credit card, like, hey, what if I get a credit card and I don't pay it off, and then I have these, loans on my neck and things like that. So I didn't take a credit card soon enough because I was worried. But one of the first things that I will ask you to do is, before you get a credit card, the first thing that you want to do is understand your finances. Understand that you have a reliable source of income, or at least a way to pay for the credit card as long as possible, at least for the foreseeable future. The reason why this is important is because if you take a credit card and you spend money on it and you don't pay it back, then we are going the opposite way. We don't want that. We don't want to start on the wrong foot, especially if you're establishing credit for the first time. It is important that you understand that you don't want to go in the wrong way. It will take you longer and it will be harder for you to get out of the hole. So it is best that you make sure that you have a somewhat reliable source of income. And hey, you also have to understand that the amount of credit that you take isn't a big factor. But what is more important is the amount you spend on that credit card. For example, a credit card, a loan, right? The amount that you actually spend on it is what is also important. And that is what we call like the utilization ratio or the ratio of amount that is available to the ratio of amount that is used, right? So for example, if let's say your credit card is $1,000, right? And you spend $500 on something, right? Now your utilization rate goes up, right? Because you used a lot of that available credit to you, and that is generally not a good thing. The key or the goal or the sweet spot is to stay around 30% or less of what is available to you. And the reason why it can also be beneficial to have more credit cards, and I'm quote unquote, right? Because you have to understand that it's a slippery slope. Please understand that it's a slippery slope, that if you do not understand this concept well, yes, you would have $10,000 available to you, $20,000 available to you, but you can quickly find yourself in the rut because you have spent way more than you can actually pay back. And that is what we want to avoid. But let me stick to the point. You want to establish your credit. The first thing that I will tell you to do is understand your finances, understand that you have a somewhat reliable source of income. The next thing you want to do is to get a secured credit card. Okay. Secured credit cards are cards that usually you may put a deposit down to get. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of some, and I'm not, this is not, I'm not promoting this. I'm not, trying to sell you anything. This is just an example. This is from Discover. Why is this thing not showing up? Okay, I think I can move it. Wrong one. So that is an example, all right, of what I mean. Okay, easy application with responsible use. All right, it says here no credit score required to apply, refundable security deposit required. Okay, so let's go to number 5. Number 5 says here getting your deposit back. Monthly reviews start your 7th month as a customer. All right, we will refund your security deposit if you have made all payments on time for the last 6 consecutive billing cycles on all your Discover accounts, including any loans, and you've remained in good status on all credit accounts you're responsible for, whatever they are, Discover accounts or not. Whether they are Discover accounts or not. All right. So that is an example of a secured credit card. And the reason why this is easy to get is because you put down a little bit of money, okay? And they will issue you a credit card based on that. And this is an example. Started off with the $200 secured credit card and was upgraded to $1,500 unsecured within 7 months. All right. Again, I'm not promoting Discover. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but it's just an example. There are others out there. Do your own research and pick one that works for you. The point here is you put down a little bit of money, $200, $500, and that money, they issue a credit card based on that amount. So let's say it's $500. And then over 6 months, they will refund you your money and also maybe increase your credit limit. So the benefit of that is twofold. The first thing is, 1, you get your money back. 2, you're able to use a little bit of money to get started. So as long as you're making your payments, you spend it on something, you make the payment back. You spend on something to make the payment back. That information will be reported to TransUnion, Equifax, and what's the other one? There's a third one: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And Experian. And then those are the credit bureaus, by the way. And what would then happen is they will increase your credit limit. By increasing your credit limit, remember that utilization rate we spoke about earlier, they will give you more room so that it doesn't hurt your credit. So what do I mean by that? Remember what I said. Let's say you open a $200 credit card. right, and you spend $100 on it, your utilization rate goes up to 50%, right? Because you're using 50% of what is available to you. That is not a good thing. All right, especially if you're not paying it off on time. But let's assume that you're paying it off on time. That's still good, but utilization rate will still be high. We don't want that. What we would then want to focus on is, okay, after 6-7 months, they give you an increase in credit limit to $1,500. So even if you still spend $100, right, on that credit card, you are still in a good spot because now you have way more room to spend that same $100, and it's only going to be less than 10% or maybe 10% of what is available to you. So that is very, very important. The other thing that you can do to build your credit, all right, this is another way. So security credit card is one, but the other one that you can do is to become an authorized user of a credit card. You have a husband who is very responsible, or a wife who is very responsible for their credit, and they're taking care of using their credit card properly, right? The other thing you can do is to become an authorized user on that card. The reason is because if you're an authorized user, your information and your name is tied to that card. And as long as that person makes their payment on time, even if you are not spending any of the money, right? As long as that person makes the payment on time, you will get that information reported on you. But remember, the person must be responsible on that card, or at least for that card, and which means that they are paying it off every month and not overspending on it. This is also beneficial for those of you who have parents, all right? Maybe your parents are here, they're responsible with their card, you know they're responsible to make their payment on time and things like that. They can add you to that card just to build your credit. That is another way to go about it, okay? Now, we can talk about taking out loans. We can talk about taking out student loans, card notes, personal loans. Those are things that you can do, but those are very expensive. And honestly, I always discourage people from going that way first. Secondly, the reason why I also discourage people from doing that is when you take a personal loan and interest rate, let's say, is 9%, right? Because you don't have, if the average is 9%, right? Because you don't have credit and you don't have an established report or credit history, what will happen is that they will issue you a rate that is way higher than the average person. Hence the reason why I would discourage you from going that route first. Okay. Now, here are some things that I want you to then keep in mind once you are making this payment. Remember what I shared with you earlier, right? You want to hear this information from somebody that also does it, right? But why is it important, okay, that you keep these things in mind? These are things that would affect your credit. Payment history, all right, would impact your credit. Okay. If you don't make your payment on time, it will hurt your credit. So make sure that you make your payment and preferably pay it in full. Credit card use or the utilization ratio. You can see this says 4%. You want to keep it as low as possible. Derogatory remarks or marks. What that means is if, let's say, you there is maybe you have a situation where someone defaults on a credit, all right, on their credit, on their account, okay, but your name is tied to them. Maybe you co-signed a loan with somebody, which I always encourage you not to do. Never co-sign with someone unless you know that this person, again, unless you are married to this person, let's just put it that way. And when I say married to this person, you guys are like in it together, okay? Otherwise, even for your parents, if you're not careful, if something happens and they don't make the payment, it comes on you and it becomes a derogatory remark on your credit, which would impact your credit score, and it affects all these other things. So keep that in mind. Credit age, you can see this is yellow, right? Why is it yellow? The reason why it is yellow is because I, again, took a while to open this thing, right? To have my first credit card. It took a while. And that is why I always say that the sooner you get this established, the better. But remember, do it carefully and do it the smart way. Don't take more than you can chew. Don't take more than you can afford. If you do that, you will end up going backwards, and that is not what we want. We want to move forward. The goal is to be able to use credit wisely and use it to the benefit that we can get from it, right? To our own benefit. The next thing is the total accounts, number of accounts that you have. It says here needs work. It's red, as you can see, but I know exactly why. The reason is because, hey, they want you to have student loans, they want you to have car notes, they want you to have mortgage, they want you to have credit cards and have all this stuff. And literally you're working for the bank. So I'm happy. I am happy that it is red. It is okay. I am happy that it is red. I'm comfortable with that. Let it be red, because it means that I am not carrying a lot of all these cards and accounts that at the end of the day, it's not really doing me any good. Now, there's nothing wrong with having many credit card accounts that you can literally open and not use. Remember, we'll talk about that utilization ratio, right? You don't have to use all the credit cards you open. So if you like, you can apply to 4, 5, 6 credit banks to get credit cards, as long as you manage them well. And preferably, you stick to 1 or 2 that you use, and the other ones are just kept for maybe once in a while usage, right? That means maybe it's the, I don't know, maybe a card that you only use when you travel, right? And maybe you travel once in a while. Then sure, maybe you take that card to use, but make sure you pay it off. Very important. And of course, add inquiries. All right, add inquiries are usually inquiries made by banks or institutions that are trying to give you a loan and they're trying to check your history. The reason why add inquiries can be negative is if you have a lot of those on your credit. When you have a lot of those on your credit, what ends up happening is that you are likely to be seen as somebody who is just shopping around and maybe not taking things seriously. It's just not really a good thing. So hence the reason why, you have to be very careful about how much of ad inquiries you have and all of these factors that I've just shared with you. Now, understand that there's still way more information out there about building your credit, but the key important things that I've seen that has worked for me: make your payment on time, you keep your utilization rates low, don't take more than you can chew, and of course, always watch your credit. Remember, there's always, people that are using people's credit scores and credit accounts and all this stuff, right? So a lot of times it is important that you monitor this thing. And if you see something that is not right, make sure you get it reported so they can get it removed as soon as possible. I hope this information would help someone out there. If you've stayed up until this point, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to see you in a future one.